All right, so here we have the official practice question of the day for March 23rd. I think I may have said that yesterday's was March 23rd, but today's is March 23rd. Yesterday's was the 22nd. And here we have a math question, and it's actually not that tough of a math question, but I want to use it to talk about a couple of big picture things. So the question reads, a florist buys roses at 50 cents a piece and sells them for $1 a piece. If there are no other expenses, how many roses must be sold in order to make a profit of $300? And the things that I want to talk about here, I will get to the actual question and sort of a straightforward mathy way to do it, but two questions that you should always be asking yourself. What could I have done had I been stumped? You don't have to actually be stuck to ask yourself this question. And then number two, what are the most common wrong answers? Because if you can spot what other people are doing wrong, then you can avoid those mistakes. So let's just take a quick look. Maybe we'll answer question 2 first here. What are the most common wrong answers? Well, a lot of students will see that, they're selling for $1 a piece and we want to make $300 and just go straight for which answer choice? Yeah, they'll go straight for D, right? So that makes D sort of the trap answer. And so it's out. Why is it not D? Because they're not asking us for a total amount of money of $300. They're asking for a total profit of $300, right? And so if we're buying them for 50 cents a piece, we can't just take the sales price as the profit. But again, people will select that. You want to get used to thinking about every answer choice as, why would somebody answer this and get it wrong? Because if you can't tell, the people who write this test are always good at having answers in there for a reason. And if you can't tell the reason they put it in there, then you might be falling for a trap. Okay, well, this leads us nicely into question 1. What could I have done if I'd been stuck? Again, pretending you're stuck. One of my favorite mantras is, practice being stuck. Because if you don't practice being stuck, then when you do get stuck, it's going to be sort of panic time. But if you practice it, even on questions that aren't that hard, then when you do get stuck, you're going to automatically go into plan B. You're going to have stuff that you can do. You're not going to panic, and you're going to do better. So again, practice being stuck, even on questions that aren't that hard. When you're practicing, it's not so much about getting questions right or wrong, it's about getting better at your process. So what could I do if I was stuck? Well, we know 300 is a trap. And then we can say, well, do I have to get bigger or less? Do I have to sell more flowers or fewer? Well, I have to sell more, right? So a question I might ask is, more or fewer? And the answer here is more. Why? Because I want the profit, and the flowers cost me some money. So I have to sell more than 300. If that's true, look at what happens. Answer choice A goes away, B goes away, and C goes away. And E is the only one left, and consequently E is our answer. Now on this question, note that sort of plan B means we can get this one right 100%. It doesn't always work out that nicely, but you always want to look for those options. What else could we do? Another way to approach the question is simply to say, well, we're making each flower is 50 cents in profit, right? It costs 50 cents, we're selling it for $1, so it's 50 cents in profit. We want to get $300 in profit, so how many do we need? Well, to get $300 in profit at 50 cents a piece, we would need 600 flowers sold. Obviously, it leads us to the same answer, but what I wanted to point out on this question that isn't that difficult is, unless you're practicing getting stuck, it's going to be hard for you to maximize your score on test day. Just to take a look at the hint they offer, each rose brings a profit of $1 minus 50 cents or 50 cents. How many 50 cents are there in 300? So the same thing that we did when we eventually did the math. But again, it's so important when you're practicing not to just sort of say, okay, I got the question right, let's be done, but to say, what else is going on? How can I use this question to build up my skills for when it does get harder? All right, so that's it for today. As always, if you have questions on this or any other SAT related stuff, you can email me at aaron@passportprep.net. Look forward to hearing from your questions, and good luck with the rest of your preparation.